There is a component within the best creators that no one seems to talk about. It is a force that attracts the right people and connects them in a way as if they always knew each other, while others try so hard to feel like they will never catch up or even taste a small piece of their success and community, stuck in a cycle of more, faster, to get nowhere. In today's world, it's just not good enough. Everybody, today I will show you what makes people great. Welcome to Building Gravity.
Let's assume you already know who you're already talking to. In order to get their attention and get them interested in what you have to say, you have to understand that whatever you want to do as a content creator, whatever you want to talk about, whatever you want to position yourself into, that already attracts the right people because you're creating content for a specific thing. And the people that will consume that content are already interested in that content. So how do you increase the possibility of have them direct their attention towards your video or your piece of content? And information theory says you need to send accurate messages over noisy channels, which is the internet, with minimal cost to the right people. Okay, so how does that translate into content creation is he introduces the concept of entropy, which in general thermodynamics is just uncertainty, chaos basically. But in the concept of information, it's the average uncertainty of a system before it is observed. So when you translate that into content creation is, imagine a YouTube video, okay? The title on the thumbnail creates uncertainty / entropy. Once the video is consumed, the uncertainty reduces to zero because the uncertainty was resolved. So your goal as a content creator is to create a structure of uncertainty and deliberately break it and resolve it at the right pace. So the way entropy relates to content creation is when your video is very high in entropy, meaning it's very confusing. When it passes that confusing point where it's no longer interesting but very, very confusing, people scroll. On the other side, if it's too boring, if it's too predictable, your video will be scrolled. So you have to be in the middle zone, okay? Where it's not too confusing but not too boring or too predictable. It's the sweet spot that you have to understand. So our goal as a content creator is to deliberately design uncertainty and resolve it, manipulating that uncertainty at the right pace, okay? And how quickly you resolve it determines the retention of the viewers. So the first 3 seconds of your video is the hook. It introduces uncertainty and promises a solution, a clear payoff. So a back hook, it's very predictable and very low in information. And a good hook creates uncertainty and a clear payoff. It's like a mystery with a promise, okay? It's like when you receive a gift or you're watching a magician do a trick, He tells you what he's gonna do, but you don't know how, so that creates uncertainty. The brain can't guess what happens next, but they need to feel like an answer is coming, okay? So it's like opening a present slowly. I'll give you another example. Let's say I'm a coach in a very specific topic, like a business coach or like a fitness coach or something like that. And I want to attract a specific group of people. And most of the time as a coach, you know what your audience, the audience already knows what they need to do. They just don't do it. And as a coach, your goal is to guide them and actually make them do it the right way. What is the noise of your audience? Probably it's most coaches today talk about how lazy you are and how you don't do anything and it's just a lazy problem. You just need to work harder again. You need to have more discipline, and this is all motivational talk. So as a coach, if you create content like that based on discipline, your audience already heard that a bunch of times. So it's just noise to them. You're not gonna create uncertainty again. But if you break the pattern, again, a good hook to catch those people's attention, you will say, it's not because you're lazy, you know? You explain their feeling, you know? And you show them a better plan because they want to feel understood. You need to appeal to their pain points. You need to appeal to what their version of reality is. You know, even though you know they need to be disciplined, even though you know they need to do the right thing, they know what to do, that you need to do it. You need to frame it a different way in order to get their attention and break that pattern out of them. So retention is gonna work when the brain knows the content matters, but they don't really have the answer yet. They don't understand the full picture. So it's like they don't want to live yet because they'll feel like they'll miss something. So if the hook is a promise, think of it as retention is earning that promise step by step. So I'll give you one principle for retention. I have way more in my document in my community. You can join the description below as well. It's completely free. And this concept is called the known path structure, unknown steps. So it's, you already know the destination, but they don't know how you got there. You don't know the route. So it's a predictable goal with an unpredictable process. So think of it as a magician doing a trick on you. So he will say, I will guess your card, right? So he's already telling you the goal, but you don't know how he's gonna get there. You don't know how he's gonna do it. So you stay until the end until he figures out your card, and you know, you get amazed. So how it actually happens is, it's not about, will this work for me? It's about, I don't know how you got there, okay? That's not how I thought how you got there. And it's a known destination because it creates the safety. You're already catching their attention. You're already appealing to what they want, you know, what they will want or what they're interested about. The unknown path creates that curiosity component. So it's what keeps them engaged. It's like a YouTube video where it says unscripted raw story of whatever, how I got this thing done, or like a video game video where it shows you a story, but you don't know how I got there. Known destination creates the safety, and the unknown path creates curiosity, and that's how you retain them. So I'm gonna give you the same examples I was talking about before. Okay, so another example for coaches. Like we said before, as a coach, if you wanna get your audience attention, we said the hook was, it's not because you're lazy, right? Because you know what to do. And when you're trying to retain them, you can't state the obvious. You have to name the problem that they can't put into words, right? So you don't say you need more discipline because they already heard that. It's noise to them. They will scroll. They already, as soon as you say, even if you get their attention, as soon as you say something that's been noise to them before, they scroll. And that's why that retention curve drops every time. So when you describe their internal struggle accurately, they feel understood. Okay, so let me give you an example. Let me say, you already, as a coach, I'm creating content, right? I'm saying you already know what to do. The frustrating part is doing the right thing every single day and still feeling stuck, right? That's exactly hitting their pain point, exactly where they're at, right? And that's how you retain them. You don't give that motivational speech anymore. You attracting that pain point in them, so they suddenly feel attracted, they feel open towards you. It's like they trust you more because it's clarity, you're speaking directly to them. So once you get that, you start revealing the idea step by step, like controlling the entropy, controlling the uncertainty. So if you explain everything immediately, it feels basic again. You might structure it like this: you remove the obvious explanation all the time, and then you remove the second obvious explanation. That's the easiest way to think about it. You have to go very deep into your prospect mind and actually speak to real things that are going on. Because when you talk general things, it's like we all hear that all the time, so it's just noise. You have to break the pattern. Okay? So I'll give you another example. This isn't a discipline problem, right? For coaches, it's not mindset either. The real issue starts when motivation disappears, right? That's something we all feel. And when you say that, you will directly appeal to your prospects' pain points, right? So that attracts attention, that retains the audience because you're speaking to them. They feel understood, okay? So you give clarity, no hype. As a coach, your audience won't buy because they feel excited. They will buy because when something makes sense. Clarity is always gonna build trust. Trust is gonna build following, and following is gonna get to buying. By building trust, by doing business, not selling, but understanding, okay? So, the simple rule to remember is, when it comes to retention, when someone feels seen and they get clarity about what their own problem is, they naturally trust the person who explained it to them. Okay? And that's your whole goal as a content creation. You're not manipulating your prospect. You're building respect. You're building understanding. Okay? Because you're putting it in a way that it's appealing to them and it's understandable to them, and you're revealing things in a way that it gets to their brain the right way, right? And you're not gonna look just like another guru. You're gonna look like someone who knows them, who specifically made that for them, and they'll respect you for that. And that, it's all about you, and how you present it to them, and how you present yourself to the world, and how you position yourself. And we'll talk about that in the next video. For now, there's one thing you can do, is communicate with intention, okay? Don't force it. Just let it fall.